Live. Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. And we have a very special extended show today. I call it Small Business Sunday because it happens the Sunday after Thanksgiving. This is the second year we're doing it. We started doing it last year because we were in the pandemic, which we're still in, but it was really bad. And I really wanted people to support small businesses. Listen, I'm guilty of shopping at the conglomerates too from time to time, but I love supporting small businesses because they're real people and these are wonderful people and they have vegan products. And, I get asked every day, at least one email a day to somebody to come on the show and support their product, but I'm pretty picky. If you really look at my website at my favorite things, I don't really promote a lot of people because I got high standards. Because for one, the product has to be vegan. Now, the person doesn't necessarily have to be vegan. I prefer it. And many of the vendors today, they are vegan, long-term vegans and ethical vegans, or they're very vegan friendly or they're near vegan. But the point is for me to promote a product, I have to either really love it and use it, or somebody in my household does. And you'll see what I mean, because we have 12 products today that we're going to be featuring. And I'm going to show you with each business what my favorite ones are. They have, please make sure you mute yourself until it's time to come on. Thank you. And please make sure you check the show notes. Now, the show notes are the box underneath YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook, please go to YouTube because it's important that you see the specials, because I try to have discount codes all year round with these wonderful people, but they're upping it for this weekend. So if you buy today, and I think tomorrow, some of them it's a little bit longer, you're going to have to check, you'll get really good specials. So we're going to start the day with someone who is a lot of fun. He's so fun. He took my stand-up comedy class and he is hilarious. It's Thomas Allen from California Balsamic. Now there's lots of companies that sell reduced balsamic vinegar and I love them. And I sometimes buy different flavors because I love vinegar. When you follow a plant exclusive diet free of sugar, oil, salt, something's got to taste good. But what I love about California Balsamic is two things. One, most of the companies have all the fruity flavors. They're pretty standard, but Thomas has savory flavors. So you can use them as salad dressings and sauces and unparalleled customer service. I mean, who else puts their cell phone on their bottle? He loves it when you call him in the middle of the night for your vinegar emergencies. Now, my favorite flavors of California Balsamic, and they're all good, honestly. If you came to my house, you'd see I'm telling the truth. I use this product every day, multiple times a day. The only flavor I'm not crazy about is the lavender because I don't know how to use it. But I love the curry. It's so good on veggies. This is straight up salad dressing, the 7-herb Italian, and it features the spices of our next person that's coming on, local Spicery. Teriyaki, unbelievable. This is what started the love affair because it's SOS free. You can't get soy sauce or tamari or any of that without salt. Smoked hickory, unbelievable for making barbecue sauce. Everybody's got to love sweet heat. It's not too spicy. Blazing habanero if you like it spicy. But there's a new kid in town, and I don't want to show it to you because it's sold out, but it's really, really good, and it's called Wild Huckleberry. Please welcome none other than the Vinegar King, Tommy Balsamic. Hi, Tommy. How you doing?
Good morning, Chef. We're here at the Craneway Pavilion in Richmond. We're at a festival right now. The doors will open up at 10 o'clock this morning. And there'll be a huge crowd here. So thank you for letting us come on before the show started. It would be a madhouse afterwards. So for our Small Business Sunday broadcast here, our special is going to be, that we always put in 2 1.6 ounce samples in with every order when you write Chef AJ in the order notes box. And today we're going to add another $10 travel bottle to that. So when you purchase anything today, even one single small bottle, we're going to be giving you $22 of free product by writing in Special Sunday in the order notes box. Then you're going to tell us what you want for your $10 bottle by writing in Special Sunday. So it's going to be a wonderful event today. And in front of you are all of the 3-ounce travel bottles that we offer. And there's at least 45 or 50 different flavors here today. We brought too many because that's what we do when we start doing the shows. Right over here, these are all of the savory flavors that Chef talked about. The curry balsamic and the Italian and the cucumber that's going to start here on Wednesday, on December 1st. we're going to be introducing our crisp cucumber balsamic. So that won't be on until Wednesday, but you can ask for a sample, or the 3-ounce bottle can be the crisp cucumber for your Sunday special. So that's fine as well. And some of the gift sets that we do, these are all of our SOS free flavors all along here. We brought 34 SOS free flavors today to the festival. And our little mini bottle 6-pack, you can put whatever 6 flavors you want in there. And then there's the bestseller gift set with 3 5-ounce bottles. That's super easy. We ship these anywhere in the country. Another one that we started recently is called our top 10 or our top 4 gift set. It's 4 5-ounce bottles with a cute little one. You customize these in the order notes box to make them any combination of flavors that you want. That's the beauty of being a small business. We're flexible. We will be happy to put in a little card. They're cards that are blank on the inside, cute on the outside, and we'll write a note if you have a Christmas or a birthday or an anniversary or a I miss you gift that you want to send someone. In the order notes box, simply tell us what you'd like a card to say, and we'll be happy to include a complimentary card for that gift as well. Oh, and here we have our announcements coming in as well.
Hey, Thomas, there's a question from Alex. Do you ship to Canada?
We can ship to Canada, but we only ship the Chef AJ sampler because everything else is stupid expensive shipping. The sampler is $47. We charge $27 for shipping, and that includes both the taxes and the duties for that item. And we always put in the 2 Chef AJ samples in that as well. So you need to tell us all the flavors you want in the gift, in the Chef AJ sampler, in the order notes box at the bottom of the checkout page.
That's great. And so just to clarify, the special $10 bottle is today only, like till midnight, right?
Today only until midnight. You'll get the 2 samples and the 3-ounce travel bottle by writing in Special Sunday. And then we'll include that as well. And you tell us what you want for that flavor.
But if in case somebody's seeing this video after Sunday, which often happens, still with any order, we'll get the 2 free 1.6 or 1.6 ounce bottles with any order if they put Chef AJ in
the order notes box. You got it, Chef. You're on the ball.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for making products that are SOS free and vegan that we actually enjoy. We love them so much. People are saying they're beyond excited to try your products. Some people are trying them for the first time. Question, do these vinegars have to be refrigerated?
No, they do not. I never refrigerate any of our products. I leave the little travel bottles on our Lazy Susan on the kitchen table. And when they're empty, I take a bigger bottle and refill the travel bottles. I've refilled these bottles over and over again over the last several years.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Thomas. You know I love your product because of the frequency with which I order, but it's so good. And we really appreciate the discount that you're giving us today. And great luck with the show. It's so great to have you on the team of Plants.
Thank you, Chef. It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
Okay, take care, everybody. So there you have it, California Balsamic, my very favorite vinegar and sauce. And next we have another product that's amazing. So, it's funny because I meet these people because I'm inquiring about their products. And with Thomas, what happened is I heard about a teriyaki that had no salt, and I called him up and he sent me a bottle, and then the rest is history. Well, the same thing happened with our next vendor, Nick DeVoren from local Spicery. I was wanting something that tasted like pepperoni, but that didn't have salt, because there's bacon seasonings, pepperoni seasonings everywhere, but they have a ton of salt, and he had one and it was fabulous. So he sent it to me. And I want to show you here's a funny thing. I want to show you my favorite product of local Spicery, and it pretty much has to be everything. But I would say if I had to pick among the favorites, which I don't like to do, well, of course, I love the Showstopper Topper. This is how I make my bagels, which are made out of potatoes. I love the Bada Bing bouillon. I love that you don't have to have a box. Hey, yes. Thomas, you're going to have to go away. Bye-bye now. Okay. I love the Bada Bing bouillon because I don't like buying things in boxes. And this is so good, this bouillon. You make it yourself. Okay, Thomas, you got to go away, hon. Got to go bye-bye now. How do I get rid of you? As much as I love you. All right, I'm going to have to mute him because he doesn't know how to play Zoom. Okay, there we go. And pepperoni, of course, which started it all. It makes everything taste like pepperoni pizza. Great on vegetables. This one is so good. The Sol, I can never pronounce it. Della Toscana, whatever. Everything he makes is delicious. And probably my favorite I'm out of, which is the cassia cinnamon, which tastes like sugar. And he always has a very nice shirt on. Please welcome him to the show. Oh, by the way, Thomas comes on once a month and does a cooking demo with his products, and so does Nick. Please welcome Nick Devoren. Oh, you can unmute yourself now, Nick. There, let me ask you to unmute. There he goes.
So see, I've got the opposite problem as Thomas. I'm always muted and he's never muted. How are you, AJ?
Yeah, but you know, you and Thomas are friends now, and I don't think people realize that he uses your spices in his product. And I don't think people that, listen, I got nothing against Costco. I shop there. I love it. Or even the 99-cent store. But I don't think people realize that, especially if you're following this kind of diet, that spices, the quality of spices make a difference. And when I buy your cassia cinnamon, it tastes a lot different than the big bottle at Costco.
Absolutely right. There's a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason is the freshness. We do all the processing ourselves, which means we're doing, the big deal is the milling. And with our cinnamons, we try to get those things milled and pushed out to customers within a matter of days. Most spice companies are working on a calendar of trying to get the product out on the shelf within a year after they get it milled. So it's much, much fresher from us, and it also originates as a much, much higher quality product.
Terrific. So tell us about your specials.
All right. So first of all, I want to say welcome to everybody. I'm coming here today from our beautiful store in downtown Tiburon. AJ's actually been here a couple of times. If you go on AJ's landing page, which is where the adventure begins, you'll see a picture of her standing right out in front of here. That landing page is www.localspicery.com/Chef AJ. And that's where the fun begins. We're a very, very small company. As you can see, it's a tiny store. We have another facility up in Marysville where we do all of our processing. As a company, we really don't discount. It's not something that is in our DNA. We prefer to try to keep the price of everything as low as we possibly can throughout the year. The only time and for the only people we do it is today, and for you, the followers of Chef AJ. No one else gets these deals, and we have two things that we're offering. The first is, when you enter Chef AJ's landing page, the localspicery.com/Chef AJ, you'll see a couple of links that you can just click into by hitting a dot. One of those is will bring you to our landing page where we've extracted all of our SOS-free spice blends and a few of our gift boxes that are completely SOS-free and several base spices. But for today, everything that you purchase off of that page is available for a 10% discount, and you can get that 10% discount by using coupon code AJ10. Today only, and that's not a small offering. I think there's 39 products on there. It includes this, which is our which one is that? This one is our flavor without salt. These are all savory flavors that are completely salt-free, completely SOS-free. As the pepperoni AJ mentioned, also has our Hestia, which is a Greek blend that makes a great vinaigrette, in addition to being a solid all-around spice. We like to put it on oven-roasted vegetables. We'll put it in soups and stews, almost anything. The Sole della Toscana, which is Italian for Tuscan sunset. Maybe we should just change the name, but it's a wonderful, wonderful flavor. It's one of the featured spices Thomas puts in his Italian 7-herb vinegar. This is, think, heavy garlic, sun-dried tomato, rosemary. It's got some porcini mushroom and just a little lift from some Calabrian chilies. Very northern Italian. It's a delicious blend. And then lastly, our Persian lime pepper. That's our our answer to lemon pepper. But this one's a very, very powerful, strong citrus flavor coming from whole Persian limes that we milled with fine powder. You can also get that discount on this, which is the sweet without sugar. These are all aromatically sweet blends. It includes the Saigon cinnamon that AJ had mentioned. Has our Moroccan breakfast blend, which is a blend I put together. I put it in my oats every morning. The main flavorings in it are turmeric, Ceylon cinnamon, and ginger, all three powerful anti-inflammatories. And they're also really kind of the core behind the flavors of Morocco. So you get a sweet North African flavor to it. It's delicious in your oats and strong anti-inflammatory. Our pumpkin pie spice, which features just a hint of star anise, and our gingerbread spice, again, all in a beautiful gift box. Packages up like this with a red logo ribbon tied around it. But what I want to get to is our big offering. If you go to Chef AJ's landing page and click on Chef AJ's favorites, and there we extract kind of what our the things that Chef AJ orders mostly and what she uses the most. And we are doing an offering of 10 3/8 of a cup tins, all Chef AJ favorites. Now this is a little different from what we normally had. It's kind of being driven by a shortage in in our ability to get our jars. We there is a very real possibility that before the end of the year we're going to run out of jars and have to figure out something real creative. Well, this is one of them. We can get these tins, which are the exact same, the same size in terms of volume as our standard jars. It is made out of tin, but compared to other tin, you'll see that there's no seam, so that oxygen can't get through. And it also has, like our jars, it has a plastisol seal, which will give you a good tight oxygen barrier to protect your spices. 10 tins, it'll come mailed to you in a box about this size. And the 10 spices we put in there, it's going to have the bada bing bouillon, it's going to have the pepperoni, it's going to have the sole della Toscana, our gingerbread, our Italian herb blend, which is also in the Thomas's seven herb Italian blend, poultry seasoning, which has been very, very popular this time of year, our Calabrian chili flakes from Italy. Calabrian chili flakes are wonderful. In profile, the bright, sweet, tangy, they have a powerful punch of heat, but the heat hits you immediately and dissipates so quickly that even people that don't like heat will feel comfortable with it. It's almost like a high heat product that hits you like medium heat. Garlic flakes. And
Nick, speaking of heat, there's a question. Do you have a blend that's like Mrs. Dash Hot and Spicy?
So I'm not familiar with what goes in Mrs. Dash Hot and Spicy. I'd have to look that up. We have a lot of blends that I've said, like I said, that are SOS free, and a lot of them which carry some heat to them. I'd have to look that up and see what goes in Mrs. Dash Hot and Spicy.
Great. Are people other than my people that eat this way ever looking for salt-free spices? Just random people that come into your store?
Not only salt-free is very, very popular, but we get a lot of people that walk into our store that are vegan transitioning, vegan curious. It's vegan and vegetarian diets right now. It's really the hottest thing in the specialty food industry. We're gearing up in February. We'll be visiting the Fancy Food Show, which is moved to Las Vegas this year. And if it's anything like the last one we went to, where 30% of the products that were put out as the hottest new products were all vegan products. So we do get a lot of people come in that are interested in foods that go well with vegetables, and we get a lot of people in for various reasons looking for salt-free. The last three things that go in this set of 10 is a smoked paprika, the Saigon cinnamon, and we throw in 2 samples. The 2 samples that'll come with this will be our Showtopper Stopper and Anaheim chilies, which are our sweet Anaheim red chilies. The whole package has a $75 value. Order today, and it's $67.50, and we'll pay the shipping. And looks like what's going to happen with that, because we couldn't get it taken off on the website. Place the order; it'll show a $9.75 shipping cost. We'll take that off. We'll just refund it before we even ship it. But those are our special deals, and we're happy to be here. We feel so supported and so loved by the plant-based community and by Chef AJ. It's been a tough couple of years, and we're making it through and feeling very healthy thanks to you guys, and we really appreciate all you do for us.
That's great. Thank you. And the question, where do you get all your fabulous shirts?
This one I have to wait all year to wear. This is my I love Aloha shirts. This is my Aloha holiday shirt. I used to work in the engineering business, and I used to travel all over the world, but frequently to Hawaii. And every time I went, I would try to get a new designer Aloha shirt. I love them. They're comfortable, and they're bright, and they're cheerful.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Nick. We love your spices. And here's a question. Any suggestions for vegan fish dishes? I have no idea what vegan fish is, but.
Yeah, I have to say it'd be the same things that you would put on any other kind of a fish dish. Our Persian lime pepper is SOS free. It's a strong citrus flavor. It goes very well with any sort of a fish flavor. We haven't quite got it cleared, but within a week, I think we'll be posting on our social media that our achiote spice is going to be available salt free. Right now, it has a little bit of salt, but that is absolutely amazing for fish flavored dishes and for vegetables. I think when we did the Iron Chef with Thomas, I used the achiote on sweet potatoes using his sweet heat balsamic vinegar, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, you'll find quite a bit. Actually, you can find if you go to our on our webpage, surf to the page where we have all of our gift offerings. There's quite a few suggested gift boxes. There's one there that is main course salmon, and it's got 4 different blends, all of which we recommend for fish dishes.
Great. Well, thank you. And I hope you're going to be working on a SOS-free bacon spice pretty soon.
I have been working very hard on it. And as you know, we're very close, and we'll be doing it soon.
Okay, great. Now I'm seeing a couple of questions. Randy says, can you ask if many in the special have garlic and onion for somebody that doesn't do garlic and onion? I don't know how people live without those two. I could not have a good life, I'll tell you.
So you know, the one garlic substitute is asafoetida. I don't know if anybody has tried that, but a lot of people who come into our store who have allergies or problems with the flavors of alliums are buying asafoetida. Asafoetida is actually a very ancient spice. It dates to the Roman era and earlier. It's made from asafoetida actually comes as a resin that is frequently hardened into a crystal, milled into a fine powder, and because it is so sticky, it's always blended with something that's a powder. In our case, it's blended with organic fenugreek. But asafoetida, when you open it and smell it, it's got a very strong, not entirely pleasant aroma, but in cooking, it does taste very similar to garlic without being an allium.
Terrific. And Elise says, can you do the discount in person in the store?
No, this is going to be an internet only. So the only way to get it is by purchasing on the internet. You have to go through Chef AJ's page, localspicery.com/Chef AJ. To get the 10% off, you have to use the coupon code AJ10. And that is good for everything on the SOS free page, except for sale items. And the only thing listed as a sale item is this 10-jar set, which is already discounted.
Great. And let's see. Question from Kathy, suggestions to keep onion powder from not turning into a rock.
The best thing is make sure you've got it in a nice tightly sealed jar. Have it in a place that is cool but dry. If it's right by the stove, it's gonna heat up and it'll congeal more. As you probably know, we are completely natural. We don't use any anti-caking ingredients. It's just for me, it's important. I don't like adding anything into your food that's not food. So the answer is, unless just protect it from moisture as much as possible. One of the things a lot of people do, they screw the jar and you shake it over your dish to get the food out. But what happens is a lot of steam comes up into the jar, and that'll turn it into a rock. But if you keep it tightly sealed and dry, it should last for a few years without getting too hard.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Nick.
AJ, it's great to see you. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you so much. All right. So our next small business, actually, all the businesses up to so far have been featured in this current edition of Forks Over Knives magazine. If you haven't gotten it, it's on the newsstand. They did a wonderful, wonderful story about me, and they asked me what my favorite food products were, and they highlighted them. So they had California Balsamic and local Spicery, and they also had two other of the small businesses that are going to be on the show today. The next one being Tracy from Tracy's Real Food. And she's going to tell you about her specials. I can't show you her favorite product because it's in my belly and I don't have any more, but I will tell you it's the granola. Please welcome Tracy from Tracy's Real Foods.
Hey, Chef AJ. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate your support. And oh my gosh, such great products that you are recommending. And I love everything. I just wanted to show you the holiday plate here of Tracy's Real Foods cookies, featuring the ginger cookies that were so popular after the feature in the magazine. So thank you so much for choosing us. We really appreciate it, and it's just such an honor. And so for those of you who haven't seen my cookies yet or see my products, tracysrealfoods.com. And we have cookies that are completely guilt-free and 100% good, 0% guilt. So these are actually lentil-based. So yes, these, not a lentil flour, but I actually cook lentils and then mix them with dates, and that is my actually like sugar butter mixture. It's amazing how it becomes such a great base for cookies. And our special is when you buy 4 items, one of them is free on our website, and the code is AJLIVE, everyone. So AJLIVE. So just to be clear about it, so we have amazing granolas that AJ mentioned. They are buckwheat based and of course date sweetened. Everything that we do is naturally sweetened with dates. And so this is our cinnamon date crunch granola, and this is our coconut cacao granola, so popular. And these really are amazing. You don't know whether they're actually a granola or a snack or a trail mix because they're just different from a regular granola. They don't have oats, and they can just be a really nice little addition to your oatmeal in the morning. Just a little bit makes your oatmeal pop. You can make parfaits with them. You can put them on your ice cream, which is just your banana frozen ice cream or sorbets. Just, it really brings it up another level. So a little bit can go a long way. They make amazing gifts where continually people are ordering and sending to their friends because they want to share the gift of health. So those are my ginger cookies. We have carrot cake cookies. We have mocha. We have chocolate. What else do we have? Pumpkin cookie, pumpkin crunch cookie. So I just wanted to show you guys, you might have noticed when you saw my plate, that you can actually make a really nice fancy dessert for your friends, for your parties, and add a little bit of frosting on it. So for the holidays, I made these desserts. I'm from San Diego, and we just did San Diego desserts, special holiday Thanksgiving desserts. And this is the plant whip. And I'm going to give you guys the recipe on my blog, tracysrealfoods.com. And let me just show you the ingredients. Here you go. You guys can see that. So it's just dates, soaked cashews, vanilla, and you just blend all that up. Oh, and some tofu. I put tofu in there too. And like more of kind of like a not super firm tofu. And it makes an amazing whip that you can just, treat yourself to a nice dessert. You don't have to, sacrifice your health during the holidays. Look at this. So I just piped that on. I'll show you the pipe in a second, but yes, it's so fun. And here you just keep your little, I really recommend buying one of these guys and just having it on hand and just make your desserts pop, you guys. Just, but you know what? Our treats are great every day. You can have them for breakfast, lunch, desserts. They have protein, they have fiber. They're, like I said, just guilt-free. And so many people like getting them for their kids. They're wonderful for kids and wonderful for your after workout snack. So, and amazing how filling they are. You think you're having a treat, yet you are, not desiring to overeat. And that's the key there is I want you guys to have your treats, but not feel the desire like you would with an Oreo to just shovel them in because there's no nutrition there and your body's not getting anything. So I have a nutrition background, by the way. I'm an instructor with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. So I was inspired also by the classes I taught featuring Dr. Neil Bernard's videos. And he's been on the show before. He's amazing. And, I just wanted people to have something easy and a treat that you can order, and we ship nationwide. And it's just been really fun. And thank you again, AJ, for your support and for getting us out there to the world, because I know we're super unique.
Well, absolutely. And I actually ordered from you last Christmas, and I'll probably do again. And you sent it to my friends and to Dr. Clapper, because, at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm too lazy to actually go to the store. So it was fantastic. And can people use the discount? You have a store, right?
Yes. Well, no, you mean a brick and mortar?
Right.
No, we have, we cook in the commercial kitchens. I also am making cheese now. I have not shipping them yet really, but you can look at my website and look at the cheese. And the cheese is actually cashews based and beans. I love legumes just to lower the calories, increase the protein, increase the fiber in the products. And just sneaking them into for people. And anyways, the cheese is actually bean based too. But no, we're based in San Diego, and we do a lot of pop-ups around here. So if you're from San Diego, look for those vegan pop-ups. There's about 4 or 5 different companies doing it around here now. And so we'll be there, and we selling our cheese at those. And soon we'll be shipping the cheese nationwide. But right now, super easy to ship the cookies and the granolas. And again, it's so you just order 4, and automatically, if you enter in the code, not Chef AJ, but just AJLIVE, you will get one of your items for free. So it's a really great deal. People love to take advantage of that, and they love to get some extra things to ship to their friends or give their friends at the holidays.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. And
thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right. So
next, everybody, happy holidays.
Oops, I don't know why I did that. Sorry about that. I spotlighted Mallory and it's not her turn. Oh my God, technology. Okay, Kaelen, are you in the house? Kaelen Harwell. I will show you my favorite product of hers, and you can see that it really is my favorite because there's almost none left. This is called Soft as a Peach Cream. It smells like, I don't know, peach ice cream. And look, I mean, I don't normally do this, but you could eat it. Not that you probably should eat your skincare, but she makes it out of just really cool plants. And she's vegan herself, and she has a whole line. I mean, her line is fantastic, but if you ask me my favorite, it's going to be Soft as a Peach Cream. Please welcome Kaelen to the show. I think you're there.
I'm here. Hi, Chef AJ. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How's it going?
It's going well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. So tell us about your wonderful line.
Yeah, well, today I thought what I would do is actually show you, because I've talked a lot about my line in the past, but a lot of people have questions because it is customizable. So I'm going to do a mask on myself. Hopefully, can you see me okay?
Yeah, you're a little dark, but I can see you.
Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to use my activated charcoal mask. My whole line is customizable, so I'm using about a heaping half a teaspoon of my activated charcoal mask. And then I'm going to put in a couple pumps of my soothing calendula cucumber mask. And this is actually a different mask. So I'm mixing two masks together to create one mask. And so now I've got a couple pumps in there, and I'm going to add some peppermint toner to it. So I'm making my own little concoction here. So a few sprays of that. And now I'm using a fan brush. A fan brush you can find at your local art supply store. And I'm going to mix that together, and it's going to become a creamy paste. And I just wanted to show everybody how to apply this so they can do it at home. You can mix and mask. I say a lot of my different products, you can come up with your own little custom blend. So now I'm just going to apply it. I want to go under the occipital, or the orbital bone. So I'm not getting too close to the eye there. And the nice thing about the creamy mask is it's nice for winter. It's a little bit more hydrating. The cucumber mask is really rich in rosehip, which is high in vitamin C, and it's going to help with the transepidermal water loss that happens in the upper layers. So it's very moisturizing.
You look like you're going to be in the musical Cats.
I know.
Randy says, Chef AJ, will my skin look like yours if I start using it? I don't know. I mean, Kaelen, I met you a few years ago, and I've been using it every night. Well, actually, put it in the morning. I don't know if you're supposed to use this one at night. I do it after I wash my face and before I put my makeup on. So can you guarantee their skin will look like mine?
Well, I don't know about that. You have pretty nice skin to begin with.
That's because I don't let it go in the sun anymore. That's the secret.
Good.
People don't like that answer, but that's really what's made the difference for me, is to just not allow it in the sun at all.
Absolutely. That's smart. So now that I've applied it pretty much all over my face, I can extend it down to the neck a little bit. So you don't want to waste any product. Anything you have left in the bowl, you don't want it to go down the drain. And I could also use this mask without the cucumber mask, which I would maybe do in the summertime when I want more of a drawing mask to draw out the impurities. But mixing it with the cucumber mask makes it more of a creamy mask, which is kind of nice for the winter months. So I was able to get it pretty far down. I have kind of a long neck. And then that's it. Then I would just leave this on my skin for about 10 minutes. And I like to apply my mask and then hop in the shower. Then it just makes it easy to remove the mask. But you can also use like a warm compress, like a washcloth. But the cucumber, like I said, it's really rich in the vitamin C. It also has comfrey, so it's going to be calming. It's really got a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, while the activated charcoal has oxygenating properties. It also has the calcium bentonite, so that's got a lot of trace elements and will help to regulate your sebum, which is the natural oil that your skin makes.
Only you could look good with black. What's your most popular product? Is the peach cream up there? Because
it is.
It smells so good.
It's a really nice one. That has the culinary peach extract, so that is why you can eat that. That is a very popular one. Another one that I'm going to apply after I take this off is the Essential Day and Night. And the Essential Day and Night is the one that has the astaxanthin in it, which is 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. So super antioxidant as well.
And do you have a brick and mortar store?
Well, we do. We have a spa here in Tucson, and then I have a skincare school. So it's also sold at natural grocers here in Arizona.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So, okay. If somebody's talking about the last local Spicery, the code doesn't work. Call him, Tracy. I can't do anything right now while I'm live, but I'll text him. Okay. So we'll get that to work. So cool. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. And our code for a free peppermint toner, if you spend $75, is grateful, and that's all lowercase. And we have an ongoing code with Chef AJ, and that's AJ10. But the grateful code will, if you purchase $75 or more, you'll get a free peppermint toner. And we also have a lot of bath fizzes, which are great for the holidays.
Toner, I mean, you know, I use toner when I have it, but it's never been part of my regular routine. Like, what does it really do? Because I mean, I would never not use a moisturizer like ever, but like because you could like literally go crazy with skincare, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with it. Toners do a lot of different things. There's a second step of cleansing. The peppermint toner is really great any time of the year to just like put over your makeup, just a little spritz. I use this one every morning just to wake up. It's very invigorating. So it's just, it's the second step of getting rid of any little residue after you've cleansed. I usually wet my cotton rounds and then put the toner on the cotton rounds and then apply the toner. So there's multi-purpose, and then plus you can mix it with any of my products. I have 6 different toners, so you can, again, mix and max.
Well, thank you. And so how long are you going to keep that mask on for?
I'm going to leave it on probably 10, 15 minutes and then hop in the shower or just rinse it off.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Any new products coming out next year that we might want to know about?
I've been busy with the school right now, but I do have some jelly masks that I'm working on. So those will be really cool.
Very cool. So Roller says, what is good for dry skin face or dry face skin?
Well, the important thing when you have dry skin is you want to exfoliate, because if you're putting on a moisturizer on that dead skin, it's not going to do you a lot of good. So you need to make sure that you're exfoliating. So you want to use, like some of my enzymes, and then you can use a nice rich moisturizer. Either the peach cream or the essential day and night would be a good one for really dry skin.
Oh, you have a sunscreen? Because Julie's saying she loves your sunscreen.
Yes, I do. I have the Sun Salvation, and that has red raspberry seed oil in it. That's a natural SPF above a 30. So it's pretty nice. Not a block, but a sunscreen.
Terrific. And Tiffany says, do you offer a firming mask?
Any of the masks can be firming. So like this would be a good one for firming. But the jelly mask will also be something to look out for that will be beneficial for the firming as well.
Very cool. Do you ever do like online consultations? Like if somebody doesn't know what to buy, like you can kind of look at them, like we're looking at each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Suggestions?
Yeah, I love talking with people and working out a skincare regimen for them. So they can just email me at Kaelen Harwell, and we can set up a little Zoom or Google Meets.
Well, that's terrific. Well, thank you so much, Kaelen.
So much. Happy holidays.
And thanks for being vegan.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Is Alaine there?
Yes.
I'm not seeing her though. I don't see her. Alaine, if you're there. Alaine, I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Here we go.
Sorry.
That's okay. So the next small business is Alaine Shrewsbury from Alaine's Green Heart Bakery. She's also from Arizona, like Kaelen, and she has a fabulous fruitcake for even people that don't like fruitcake. It's called Rainforest Cake, and here she is to tell you about it. I hope she's here.
Hi, AJ. How are you?
Oh, there you are. Hi, Alaine. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
So tell us about your wonderful product that you've been making for pretty much as long as I've known you.
That's right. This is the 29th year for the Rainforest Cakes.
Wow.
I know we'll have to do something special for the 30th. 1 second. Kathy, can we make the volume?
That's fine.
You know what? I can't hear you very well, AJ, is the problem. So we need to make the volume.
Can you say something, AJ?
Hi, AJ here, talking about Rainforest Cake from Alaine Shrewsbury.
Okay, good. All right, we got it. I think I can hear you. All right, good. So yes, Alaine's Rainforest Cakes for the holidays. So I can show you what great ingredients go in the Rainforest Cake. The original idea was I was teaching a holiday vegan cooking class, or I did it every year, you know, in the early 90s in Los Angeles. So I had always loved fruitcake, even though lots of people didn't, but I thought, what if the fruitcake were vegan and what if it were healthy, right? And so what I did is I made a cake with these healthy ingredients. Maybe we'll get a close-up on them right now. And so what I use are Brazil nuts. I use Turkish apricots, California Blenheim apricots, dried cranberries, pineapple, and raisins. And these are organic, of course. And then I use a little bit of fresh orange zest. There's also a little bit of organic brown rice flour, and they're baked in a slow oven. We have 2 size loaves. This is the 2-pound loaf. And we also have the smaller 1 pound. And of course, I had to come up with a name because in the cooking classes way back then that I can barely remember, I just called it holiday fruitcake. So I was trying to think of a name, and I had a 40-pound case of Brazil nuts that I bought wholesale. And on the side, it was stamped, save the Amazon rainforest, eat more Brazil nuts. And so, of course, that's how I came up with Alaine's rainforest cake. So the nuts are actually the biggest ingredient by weight, but it's also true, AJ, that especially a lot of your customers will request cakes with less nuts, you know, and we can do that. We also fill requests for cakes with no nuts. Once they come out of the oven, then I do base them in brandy, kind of in honor of the holidays and all that. And of course, I get requests for cakes with no brandy, and we can do that too. Do you have any questions?
No, we can't hear her at all.
Yeah, I was muted just for a second because there was some noise here, but there's a question. Can people mail order this fruitcake?
Absolutely. So the way that you buy this fruitcake is you go to the link that's in the show notes. Like last year, we're using the Etsy platform because that's a lot more good, you know, than our website. And of course, if people were to phone us, we would be overwhelmed and it's crazy. So again, we'll use the Etsy website and the link is in the show notes, but certainly you can find Alaine's Bakery on Etsy. And there you will see the 2 sizes of rainforest cake. And of course, already some of your followers have already sent in their orders with the addresses of who they want us to mail to. So what happens is we send either cake in these handmade white burlap bags, and then that goes in this little box like that with the insert with all the ingredients and telling about the cake. Also, a lot of people on Etsy, they'll put in what is their gift message. And that's critical because, you know, we've all received mail order gifts from people and then it doesn't say who it's from, right? It's only the company that sent it. So of course we will include the gift message. If you fill that out on Etsy, that goes in as well. So are you ready for the big news? Last year, we used the post office because Etsy seems to have a default setting with the post office. So that was pretty good for about 80% of the orders. But we all know last year was COVID Christmas for the post office. So a lot, not a lot, but I just said it, about 15% of the cakes got hung up in post office hubs. There's one in LA, you know, they're all over the country. And some of the cakes languished for 1 to 3 weeks in the hubs before finally being delivered. So rather than go through that again, I went and talked to FedEx. So the good news is that now once we have your little gift box all wrapped, we can put it in this envelope. And then that shipping is $12.25 anywhere in the continental US. And I will tell you that last year with Etsy, through Etsy, some people were paying, for example, $27 to go to Chicago. And we just thought that was really too high. So I'm glad we found another alternative. Also, I have more confidence in FedEx. And during this calendar year, 2021, I've been using FedEx Ground whenever possible. They don't send to post office boxes. So if you use the post office box to order through Etsy for the FedEx, you need to use a friend's address, that has a street address. But I'm looking forward to a much smoother time. And when you order, you get a tracking number. So of course you can follow online the progress of your package. And we are ready to ship this week. Obviously today's the 28th of November. So the point is we're going to be about a week ahead of last year. I spent all of November lining up these ingredients because a number of our sources dried up for some of these ingredients. And if we try to get them online, the price point is so high. So to go over the prices, which I realize I haven't told you, the 2-pound cake is $40 and the 1-pound cake is $26. And that is actually a really, really good price for how much these ingredients cost.
That's great. Well, I can vouch the fact that it's delicious. People are asking where you find cranberries without oil and sugar.
Well, we can get them at natural grocers. The other thing too is that it's not like 29 to 28 years ago. I mean, I could tell you the whole recipe, but these used to go in to a floor mixer dry, and we would add boxes of rice milk, no more. All of this fruit is washed and washed and washed several times in hot water and drained, right? We also now, you know what I didn't put out? How funny. I didn't put out the dates. That's my oversight. But we now take scissors and we cut every single date in half, because about every 3 pounds, there's one pit, right? And if we don't get out that pit, somebody is going to bite into it. So we really go to a lot more care than we used to. What else can I say? Each batch only makes 20 of the big cakes. So they're made by hand. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. I love being part of people's holidays. I always have. And this is a way for me to be part of your holidays and provide something really special. You may know that I used to sell these decades ago in the 90s to Whole Foods, but we don't wholesale them anymore because there is no margin. So in other words, as an example, Whole Foods would have to sell this for $60, not $40. In other words, I'm bringing it to you at the lowest possible price, right, with this quality of ingredients. And that's one of the reasons I backed out of Los Angeles and selling to Whole Foods and everybody, because I was constantly told, you have to stop using this expensive of ingredients. You've got to go to something cheaper in order to make money. And so here I am, still using these expensive ingredients. We just go on a very narrow margin.
All right. How long does it last, the cake? And people had a question on Tracy's Real Food, if she's still there, what the shelf life is on these food ingredients. Can it be frozen? Do they need to be refrigerated? That kind of thing.
So are you asking me then? or
Yeah, I'm
Tracy?
asking you. I'm asking Tracy
Okay.
if she's still here to chat with me so that I can post it, but I'm also asking you. And I can vouch that the cake is delicious. We get one every Christmas and it's very yummy. And it's very, when I say rich, I mean, you know, you don't need a lot to be satisfied. So you get a lot of slices.
No. And I'll show you, in fact, this is how my favorite way. So again, I made this 29 years. So in the 90s, we would get these handwritten notes from people who would buy the 2-pound cake, put it in their pack, go backpacking, go to Nepal. Dr. John McDougall said that he and his wife Mary would buy a cake, put it in their suitcase when they traveled. It doesn't need refrigeration and it will keep. Having said that, my favorite way to eat it is refrigerated, chilled. Use a serrated knife and then slice it as thinly as you can. And that's how I love to eat it. It's great because you don't get a sugar rush. It's just so delicious, but it gives you a great slow burning energy. And in truth, in 1993, when I started these in September of that year, I didn't really figure that out until the following month, October. That's a separate story. But when I mail these, they actually go next in a Ziploc bag, then in the burlap bag. And so, for example, AJ, I sent one of these cakes to our niece, Leah, in Sacramento. The post office really screwed up on her order. It took 31 days for her to get her cake. Well, of course, I said, I know that seems so long, I could send you another cake. She says, no, we cut it and ate it. It's perfect. So they don't really spoil. Of course, you can keep them in the freezer indefinitely. You can keep them in the refrigerator for peace of mind. And as I say, I like them cold and very thinly sliced. That's my favorite way to eat it. And that's one of the main reasons that I mail order this. I'm very reluctant. Some of your viewers have already written to me asking, will I mail order the layer cakes they see on the website? And that's so risky, right? Given what's going on. So the Rainforest cake, there's just absolutely no problem with shipping it. Even if it were to take 30 days, it'll be fine, but it won't take 30 days.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Alaine. You know how I liked it? I like to toast it. I like to toast a piece of the cake.
I had no idea. In a regular toaster or toaster oven?
Well, I use the Breville, but what I've done, because the business after you is sugar-free jams, and I know it's at the Breville, but it's a toaster. So I slice it and I toast it, and it's really good, warm and toasted.
Wow, that's funny, huh? I never.
Oh,
well, maybe I'll try that.
I love doing that with fruit cakes and carrot cakes. I love slicing them thin and toasting them. It's delicious.
All right, I'm here.
Okay. I'm so sorry to do this, Alaine, but people keep asking what the shelf life of Tracy's Real Foods are, and we didn't get that answered.
Yes, so I wanted to get on and answer that real quick. Yeah, so the granolas are, of course, shelf stable for a long time, and we do date everything before we send it out. We put a best by date, but the granola is very well sealed and good for months. And the cookies are also good for months if you freeze them. So our product freezes super well and thaws out beautifully. In fact, the ones I showed you had been frozen. And so you just thaw them out in the microwave for just a few seconds, or just on the counter or in the car on your way somewhere. And but in the refrigerator for about 3 weeks is what we date it, put it on there best chilled for 3 weeks. And but they're best, fresh out of the freezer or fresh out of the bag.
And the granola probably lasts a little longer, right?
Yeah, that's what it's granola lasts.
Great. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, and we also have flax crackers that last a long time too.
I feel like a newscaster. And now back to Alaine in Tucson.
All right. Happy holidays.
Thanks. People are asking FedEx. Does anybody do FedEx? I don't think so.
No, we do UPS, UPS or USPS.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Alaine, if somebody wanted to request nut free, they can do that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They can request nut free. I have people asking for half nuts, and also some people request no brandy.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, because a lot of people are alcohol free. That's great. Well, thanks for being able to modify the the ingredients for people's dietary preferences.
You're welcome. We're glad to do it.
Yeah, well, this is great. Well, thank you. And people, you've been on the show before and you made your fabulous apricot bars, and people can order those all year round.
They can. Well, they can also order the Rainforest cake. Initially, as I say, I did this for holiday. I didn't foresee how many people were going to use it as an energy bar. So what happened in the 90s, of course, cyclists discovered it, and then hikers, backpackers, golfers, et cetera, et cetera. So I actually, especially 2021, I have regular customers here in Tucson who buy these big cakes. They'll buy 2 at a time because they're going to go hiking in Colorado, for example. So I do sell these all year round. But you're right, when people go to the Etsy site, they're going to see both sizes of Rainforest cake, and they are going to see the apricot date breakfast bars that I made on your show back in February. And some of your customers also ordered those for this week.
That's fantastic. Well, good for you. And do you ship to other countries or just to the United States?
That oh boy, the most famous was Thich Nhat Hanh. So every year I had to send overseas to Thich Nhat Hanh, as you know, the Vietnamese monk, who many people follow. And so I used to send them every year to France, to his plum village, and then to Vietnam. And so, yes, I do send them, but you would have to contact me directly because that's so special. And of course, it's very expensive. The shipping or postage would almost or will equal the price of the cake. The last time I did it, it was $35 postage to France, as I recall. So I'm sure that's gone up. The cake is now $40. I bet you the postage would be $40. So if that's worth it to you, I will go stand in line at the post office and send them overseas.
Thank you. That's so nice of you. No, she's not shipping FedEx. People keep asking about FedEx because they see a FedEx envelope on your table.
Well, that's because this is my big deal for this year. In other words, for a lot of people that follow you, this will save them half their shipping. As I say, I felt bad, AJ, when I saw that people, let's say in South Carolina, Michigan, Florida, Massachusetts, through Etsy and Etsy's hookup to the post office, they were being charged, let's say, $27 at least, for priority. And because it's December and the post office is overloaded, they were not receiving it in a priority time frame. So in my opinion, they were overpaying and they weren't receiving it in the 3 days. They were lucky if they got it in the 3 weeks, right? So I looked for an alternative, and that's what I say. I found the FedEx flat rate, $12.25. And in this envelope, there's no weight limit. That means you could get 2 cakes to the same address for only $12.25 shipping. So I think that's pretty amazing, right? So there you go. That's right.
Sorry if I misspoke and misunderstood the FedEx, because I'm actually juggling a lot of balls with trying to admit other people to this broadcast. So thanks so much, Alaine, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you, and your cake will come after the 15th.
All right, terrific.
Thanks, AJ.
Thanks so much. Take care, Elaine. So guys, check out the Rainforest cake. You won't be disappointed. It's delicious. And if you don't want it for yourself, it really does make a gift worth giving. And it's not like a traditional holiday fruit cake where you're going to use it as a doorstop. You will actually eat it. It's delicious. Okay. So I really do toast it. And what I like to put on my toasted items, and I don't eat bread, but I will toast the Rainforest cake, and I make something called cram muffins. It's my version of carrot cake, and I'll toast that. What do you put on toast? Laura Ann's jams in this awesome, beautiful gift box to show you my favorite flavor. I can't because I already ate it, all the cherry, but they're all delicious. She's got Marionberry and raspberry, and of course, anything strawberry I'm going to love. And she is as colorful and fun as her jams, and she's been on the show before, cooking up a storm, even with Brussels sprouts. Welcome back, Laura Ann.
Hi, Chef AJ. How are you?
Oh my God, there's a doggy here today.
This is Daisy May Supreme. I'm coming to you live from Santa Cruz. I'm from Los Angeles, but I'm dog sitting this little, very active, very needy young lady who may make some appearances, but yeah, I don't know. But here I am, and I brought my jams with me to talk about. And last night, Chef AJ, which I suppose if anybody's on this broadcast, you have downloaded Chef AJ's oatmeal jam bar recipe, because it's, you know, the first amazing thing that you generously give away. So guess what I did last night? I made a batch, and I made a batch with the cherry, the raspberry, and the strawberry, which, oh gosh, I'm so jumping ahead of myself, which come in the 3-pack that you just showed, because I'm almost out of the Marionberry. So the Marionberry is only going to come in this cute little 4-pack box that I made for all the Chef AJ Live people. But I suppose I should rewind it. Hi, I'm Laura Ann from Laura Ann's Jams, and I make jams. And every time I would do shows like the one that Thomas was at earlier, people would always ask me for sugar-free. And I never really, I never made anything, but then it gets the wheels turning, and I started trying to make a bunch of different types of sugar-free jams. So I would do the, I tried stevia, I tried like all this stuff. And a friend of mine suggested trying grape juice, another jam friend, and I was like, what? That's crazy. So my products are made with just fruit and more fruit and more fruit. There's, 3 or 4 ingredients, and it's just strawberries and a little bit of fruit pectin just to make it set, and white grape juice. That's all I use for all of these things. So strawberries, raspberries, cherries, Marionberry, which is a blackberry. Not trying to confuse you. I just get nerdy techie.
He's also he also was a mayor.
He was of DC.
Yeah.
Very famous. And I just, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to work on more flavors, because I started doing it. And then how I met you, Chef AJ, was I reached out to Thomas, and he was like, oh my gosh, you make sugar-free products. I have to introduce you to my friend, Chef AJ. And I sent you some samples, and you wrote me right away.
And I loved them. They're so good. They're better than the ones in the store.
Thank you. I know. I'm thank you. It took me a while to figure out. I'm very proud of what I do. But with my jams, I'm always cooking or making drinks with them. And now that I think about that, I forgot my mise en place of my drink I was going to make. But just to add, if I'm making a drink with a jam, you could make easily a strawberry lemonade with just a scoop in a little, squeeze a lemon into the bottom of your glass, a scoop of jam, mix it up, add soda water and ice. And then you have a strawberry lemonade with no sugar, with nothing added. It's all fruit and good for you, and lots of fun flavors.
It's the fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the fruit. I don't even understand, when you can have jam this delicious without sugar, why anybody has to use sugar. Is it cheaper to use sugar? Because it certainly doesn't taste better.
No, actually. I mean, not really. I mean, maybe if sugar was subsidized like it is in other countries, which is why there really isn't a lot of American made jams either. Like a lot of the stuff is made overseas because their government subsidized it, which is weird. That's a whole nother thing. But I tried to cook with the jams. And another thing I made, so I've been busy, when you go on vacation, you could just do all the things that you want to do. So I took, vacation dog sitting. So I made the bars, which I can't wait to dig into. So I made it, but I wanted to show all of you like how beautiful it turned out. I just put some of the fresh fruit on the top. And really I made it exactly your recipe with just bananas and oats. Oh, and cinnamon from your cinnamon guy, because I agree 100%. You guys have to use fresh spices. It makes all the difference in the world. And the first time you do it, the first time you get a fresh ground cinnamon, it's life-changing, because then you realize why it needs to be fresh. But anyway, I took my lo-fi cherry and my lo-fi raspberry, and I took the cherry and I mixed it with Thomas's white balsamic vinegar. So when you're ordering your balsamics, if you're going to order mine and Thomas's product, the white balsamic vinegar, I love with all of these. And you do like a spoon of it and just put some of the balsamic vinegar, and it makes the most amazing glazes. So I took the white balsamic vinegar with the cherry, and then I took his premium classic, although he's gonna have to give me a free jar of or a free bottle next time for always pushing his stuff, but I love it so much, and it pairs so well with my jams.
Would be great if we could get all you guys together, like I was doing conferences, and many of the people on the show today, like Nick and Thomas and Kaelen, would come to my in-person conferences, and I'm just not doing them anymore. There's a question if your jams are organic from Karen, and another Karen said she's already halfway through the cherry. It's so good.
Oh, thank you. I try to source from organic, or at least farms that I know are like sustainable, or I know personally. A lot of places aren't like certified organic, so I don't have like the organic certified seal on here, but I do order from like reputable small farms. Try to all the time. And so, I can't say like 100% yes, because I'm not allowed to certify it, but I eat organic, and I try to keep everything like farmers market as best as I can, or people that I know. So it's hard to answer that question, because it's I want to say yes, absolutely, for sure, but I'm not allowed to, because they're not allowed to be certified because of crazy laws in California.
I know.
So it's a not officially, but yes.
Any flavors, new flavors you're working on in the sugar-free line for 2022?
I'm hoping, because everybody brought up, when I decided to do the lo-fi, another thing, my sugar line, everything has like a little twist. Like there's blueberry basil, for example, or raspberry habanero. When I decided to do what I call the lo-fi series, because there's just less of everything in here, I decided to make these also like my regular flavors. So people would be like, do you have sugar-free? Do you have just blackberry? Do you have just plain strawberry? I don't want vanilla in it, or whatever, But now that I've launched this line, it's so popular, but now it's the opposite. People are like, oh, are you going to do any fun twists? Are you going to do any Laura Ann fun with your lo-fi series? So I think maybe this year I'll branch out and maybe make some like fun little twists, like limited edition, a blueberry basil sugar-free sounds amazing. So
I would love an orange marmalade personally.
I know you told me that, working on it, but last time we talked, we were talking about cherry season, and then
no, cherry's the best. Seriously.
And this was
cherry
born.
is the best.
But with the cherry, I took your favorite sweet potatoes, and I cut them into, so this is also a great thing that you can serve even as an appetizer. You can make smaller skewers, or you could put it on a Christmas table. So I just mixed a little bit of the vinaigrette, and I actually soaked some of the dried cherries that I got at Trader Joe's in the balsamic and reconstituted them and then put them in between the cherry skewers here. And then this one has the raspberry with the dark balsamic. And it makes something, it just raises the level of something to a really great little gourmet, very holiday dish. So I did the cherry with the white balsamic, and then I added a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, like you can just do your Christmas spices on top of it, and voila. You know, jams aren't always just toast and sweet. You can also do something fun and savory. Dressings, you know, very easy.
I love how you guys support each other and you recognize how our small batch artisan is just, I mean, you know, I'm a little bit of a snob. I'm not going to buy Smuckers, no offense. It's just too pedestrian for me, but your jams and Thomas's vinegars and Nick's spices, I mean, it makes a difference, especially when you're on what people think of as a restricted diet. It makes it so much more delicious.
Right. Not restrictive. You just have to start thinking a little bit outside of the box and how do you make it fun? So,
yeah. Well, you make it fun because your box and everything about you is fun. And there is a question from Julie. Do you sell gift cards? So if somebody wanted to get it for somebody else.
I do. I'm on the Shopify platform and they are out on my site somewhere. They might be in the pantry area because in the pantry area, actually, I have some of Thomas's stuff and some of my other friends. During COVID, I added that area and added some of my friends to my site so people could buy some of their pantry items. But I think it might be in there. I will work on it. I'll add it to everywhere so people could buy it. But yes, I have gift cards.
Great. And Joe says, do you make raspberry? You betcha.
I do.
Raspberry, strawberry, Marionberry, and my favorite, which I can't show you because it's in my tummy, is the cherry. Well, thank you. You are just a delight.
You're my favorite. You know, you just put a smile on my day. And I'm gonna go.
Right. You're always welcome to come back because your cooking demos are so much fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, and everybody go back and watch the old Chef AJ lives. You could see my kitchen and my dogs and not my friend's dog. But
if your pet's sitting, who's watching your dogs?
Oh, Schnitzel and Strudel are at home and they're just relaxing. I usually bring them with me, but there's a couple kitties here that we weren't sure. So we wanted to make it like gradual, not just surprise, here's 2 more dogs, cats.
Yeah, Shara must have tuned in late. Yes, it's 100% fruit. It's fruit, the whole fruit, nothing but the fruit. Raspberries, white grape juice, and water and pectin. That's it.
I am going to put that in my description and give you credit, Chef AJ, because I love that.
Yeah, no, you can have it. It's okay. All right, let's see. All right, well, thank you so much. And guys, check it out.
Happy really Small Business Friday. Oh, we totally forgot to tell everybody. You go, Chef AJ Rocks on my site. At the end, you can put a discount code. Chef AJ Rocks will get you 15% off always. I took off all restrictions. You could use it today, tomorrow, the next day. You could send someone a gift with it. You can log in, log out. No restrictions. If you know Chef AJ, you're my friend. You get 15% off.
Yay. Thank you so much, Laura Ann. You're one of the coolest people I know. I wish I lived in LA. I'd hang with you. All right. Well, thank you. And now our next set of wonderful people that have a small business is WellBean. Well, that's not their names. They have actual names, you know, and Patty and Caroline, but they make these bars. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's important to support small businesses, and that I only promote products that are vegan and oil-free, preferably without sugar and salt. At least today it is. I mean, you can be on the show if you use sugar and salt, but if I'm going to eat it, it's going to be SOS free. I'm personally allergic to legumes. I've never tried these, but my husband loves these WellBean bars. Sharon McCrae loves them. His favorite flavor is also in his tummy. It's lemon poppy seed, but he says all the flavors are good. This is peanut butter. This is sunflower fig, and they're made out of beans. They're made out of food, just like Tracy's Real Food. This is real food, guys. So please welcome WellBean to the show.
Hey there. Hi, Chef AJ. Thanks for having us on today. We really appreciate that. And for already telling them about some of our bars. So as you mentioned, we make snack bars and nuggets, and they feature beans. And we have variety of beans that I'm not sure if you could see them here, but we're kind of showcasing the pintos and yellow peas, black beans and green peas sometimes, navy beans and garbanzo beans. And so we wrap all those up with some dates and other dried fruits and nut butters, a variety of nut butters and seeds. We do have some that are just seed based. We do throw in some chocolate and some spices in some of them. So, and if I didn't mention, I'm Patty and this is Caroline. We're the founders of WellBean, and we've been at this a few years now and are growing. And certainly with your support, we've had some growing success. So thank you for, again, having us on right now. So I wanted to show you, as you showed a couple of our bars, our couple of top sellers are the almond fudge brownie. And we have them coming out in 3 little squares. So almond fudge brownie is one of the top sellers, and that has black beans, almond butter, dates, it's on the back, and yellow peas, unsweetened chocolate, and cocoa powders. So no added sugars.
Yes.
No added salt. And
we also have
oil.
our nuggets here.
Yeah.
We have 5 different flavors of nuggets. One of them is a seasonal nugget. And this is one of our most popular nuggets because it's made from chocolate and peanut butter, the best combination of foods in the world. Y'all probably already know that. And then we also have a seasonal nugget, which is our pumpkin seed chai. That's only good for another month or so. And then we'll switch seasons. So,
and that has,
let's, this has navy beans, pumpkin seeds, dates, raisins, and then the spices, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cardamom, and cloves. So that's a fun one. Also, if you haven't tried WellBean, this is a great time to try while you're watching Chef AJ. If you go on our website and add a variety pack to your cart and then use code Chef AJ at checkout, we'll save $5 on that. So it's a great way to try WellBean. But if you have tried WellBean and you love it, this is the best day to subscribe. Between now and tomorrow, when you subscribe, we're going to throw in an additional $30 worth of nuggets to your subscription. So I want to show you some of our subscription options. One possibility is to get 2 10-packs of WellBean every month, and you get to choose what flavors of bar you want. And of course, for the first 3 months, you'll get an additional pouch of nuggets in each box. And then also, Patty's going to pull up this is one of our actually most popular subscription boxes. It's called WellBean Bundle Surprise, and this is for risk takers. If you like to take a risk, then you should go for the WellBean Bundle Surprise, because you never know what you're going to get. Well, you know it's going to be WellBean, but you'll get a 10-pack of bars, and we just rotate the bars out, and then 3 pouches of nuggets. But of course, for the first 3 months, you'll get 4 pouches of nuggets because you get an additional pouch free. And we also have another, a similar subscription box. It's called Bars and Nuggets, and you get a 10-pack of bars and 3 nuggets, but you get to choose. So if you're not into risk taking, then that's probably the one for you. And for the first 3 months, again, we'll throw in an extra pouch of nuggets just to sweeten the deal. And
now during the holidays.
Yes, Patty's going to show you our holiday gift box. So if you know somebody that you'd like to send them a super healthy gift, this is what we have here. And you even get to make it up. It's customizable. So if you know somebody who likes chocolate and peanut butter, for instance, you might choose the 5 bars made of chocolate and peanut butter, and then our chocolate peanut butter nuggets. But you get to choose the flavors of bar and the nuggets.
Or if they need to be nut-free.
Or if that's right, if they need to be nut-free, because we have quite a few. We have several nut-free options. In fact, how many do we have
the sunflower fig, the lemon poppy seed in the bars, and then the nuggets, we have the
pumpkin seed chai, and the
vanilla cara brownie.
That's right.
So if you have some nut sensitivities, that's a great way to go with those. So yeah, we kind of dress it up in this cute little box here. For the holiday or gift giving, and that's a nice way to share a little WellBean
right.
with someone.
Help spread the WellBean.
People are asking where your accent's from.
Your accent.
Oh, mine, okay. It's from Arkansas. Yeah.
Great. And people are saying who's who?
Yes, I'm Caroline. This is Patty.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have some fans on. So Karen is saying, let's see, I saw a really nice, another addiction of mine, WellBean. And people said they love the nuggets. They overeat on them, but they love it. Deb says her favorite is the almond fudge brownie. People love things with chocolate, don't they?
Yes. Yes. And our almond fudge brownie, that thing has come a long way. That was the hardest flavor for us, which is odd. We thought it would be easy because how can you go wrong with chocolate? But it took us a long time to get it, and it's just gotten better and better, over time. And now we have really got it dialed in, because used to it was the peanut butter crunch that was the top flavor by far. But now almond fudge brownie has surpassed peanut butter crunch. It's dialed it in our top
I never
secret.
thought of it. WellBean. It's like well-being.
Yes. Yes.
It only took me like a year to figure that out. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
we did start out with cultivating well-being with every snack bar. And now we just say our tagline is life is better with beans.
That's right.
So that's what our mission is to increase bean intake, getting the fiber and the nutrient rich, beneficial.
Yeah.
And that's where Caroline feeds in all the extra.
Yes. But yes, Patty's right. That's our real purpose, is to get people to eat more beans. And we hope that, we see this more of as a snack or treat. I use it as a dessert. And we want people to get most of their beans from, beans that they cook and, eat with a salad or eat with their meal. But then if you want to have a special treat for dessert, or a snack in the afternoon, then this would be a great use for that.
Yeah. And it's great. It's so portable. And does it have a pretty good shelf life?
It's pretty short, actually, because we don't use any additives or preservatives at all. So we generally recommend eating it within 3 months, or if you put it in the fridge or especially the freezer, it'll last longer. It's not going to go bad, but the bars and nuggets do get dry over time. So they just kind of dry out. And then.
But see, that's how you know it's real food when it goes bad. And 3 months is not terrible.
Yes.
Not bad at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And also one way to freshen some up is to put them in the microwave just for a few seconds, like 10 seconds. And oh my God, if you were a whole food plant-based eater and you put some of these cookie dough nuggets in it's going to taste like fresh cookies, fresh cookies out of the oven.
Yeah.
So,
and the almond fudge brownie, it's going to be very moist and warm, and the chocolate gets melted. So anything, especially with the chocolate, I really enjoy microwaving that just for a short moment, 10 seconds maybe. Yes. And it transforms it into another level of, if you're really wanting a dessert and you want something healthy and without added sugars, this is pretty decadent.
Yes, and actually each bar we're serving of nuggets has a half serving of beans. So, it's not a huge serving of beans, but it's a half serving. It's something, and we really do have beans in these things. So.
There's a question. Do you add any protein, or is the protein just from the beans?
Just from the beans. Yeah, we don't have any, like fractionated products in here. So all the protein, all the fiber is from the beans and nut butter and the fruit. There's no added. The only ingredient that one person was concerned about is in our lemon bar, we have lemon oil, but it's just the flavoring, and it's oil from the peel of the lemon, and there's like 1 or 2 drops literally per bar. It's a very minuscule amount, and it adds all the lemon flavor. Otherwise everything is just the whole food.
Yeah. Great. This is exciting. Well, thanks for making something so healthy and delicious. Everybody I know that's tried them has loved them.
Wonderful.
That's good
great news.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear. And so the discount is, just say it again so people know.
Yes. Yeah, so for people who haven't tried WellBean, and just go get a variety pack and then use code Chef AJ at checkout, and you get $5 off a variety pack. So it's a great way to get your toes wet.
And that's 10 bars, 2 of each of the bar flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for people who have tried WellBean and want to subscribe, and we have basically the deal is if you subscribe by tomorrow, then we'll throw in 3 extra pouches of nuggets. So
that's a really great deal, I'll tell you.
Yes.
So membership has its privileges.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We want to support.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. And I love the fact that you guys are vegan too. So I thank you for that as well.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chef AJ.
Thank you.
Because
Appreciate
not only I love supporting small businesses, but especially when the people are vegan. I love supporting vegan businesses.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank
We
you.
definitely appreciate it very much.
Yeah. Here's a funny chat. Tracy, who's watching live. I love these. The only problem is I have to hide them from my husband or he will eat the whole bag of nuggets. That's what happened to my husband. I wanted to show the lemon poppy seed and I go, I need to show it. He goes, sorry, I ate it. Like, what do you mean you ate it? It was a whole bag. You can't eat a whole bag.
That's funny. Well, yes, that is one potential problem with the nuggets is because, there's really 3 servings in here and sometimes I don't recommend these necessarily for people who have strong food addiction issues right now and stuff like that because they're super tasty and if you probably the best way to really moderate your eating of the WellBean would be to get the bars because they're in single serving packages and then when you kind of get better at strengthening your resistance habit, you can try something like this. But
well, it's a good problem for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. And happy to have you back anytime when you've got new flavors or just want to,
okay.
remind people of your wonderful product. Thanks so much, Caroline. And
Bye.
take care. All right. So we've got 2 more live guests coming up. And then I have a short video at the end for one of the small businesses that couldn't be here, but it's a great video and she's got a really great offer. So you want to stay till the end. And for some reason, 2 of them just didn't show up. And so I'm just going to show you what the product is. So today's next small business, I'm meeting for the first time. And I literally it's just all happened this week. I found out about her product and I got it and I love it. I'm actually wearing it. And I will tell you what I mean, here's the thing. To tell you it's easier to tell you what I don't love what she makes because everything, it's called Plants Only. And this shirt, well, you can see it's a beautiful color. Look at that, just my lipstick. It's really soft, which I love because I'm not a big fan of t-shirts unless they fit like this and look like this. I don't like the guy kind. So very soft. And I've been wearing her products all week on the show. And you keep saying, where do you get them? I'm like, wait till Sunday. I'll get you a discount code, which I did. Wonderful hat. Love this hat. It fits so good. And it's a wonderful color. And then this other shirt, it's a hoodie. I've already worn it and washed it once and it stayed nice and soft. I love it because I love Colin Campbell, but I'm not a fan of the word plant-based because I'm not plant-based. I've been vegan 45 years. I'm plant exclusive. So plants only to me means plant exclusive. And look at this look at this little towel. I'm going to get these for Hanukkah and Christmas gifts, plants only. And there's earrings, there's cutting boards, there's so much stuff. There's water bottles, but I love this shirt so much. So let's find what size is my shirt. It's small. So please welcome Mallory to the show. I'm meeting you for the first time and it's very nice to meet you.
Hi, Chef AJ. How are you?
Good. Well, how come I didn't know about you till like a week ago? Where the heck have you been?
We only launched our business in June, so it's only been 6 months.
Well, I like to be the first on the scene. Next time, come to me first because I love making. I don't know. I get a lot of pride in helping small businesses like Thomas and Nick. I just do. I don't know because I didn't have children, and it's like I just love it. And so I'm glad to meet you now, and I love your product. So tell us a little bit about yourself because I don't really know you.
Okay. Great. Well, thanks for having me on. It's been so fun watching everyone else talk about their products. Plants Only, like I said, we launched our online store. It's almost exclusively online. We launched it in June, but it goes way back, actually. It goes back to 2016. We partnered, my husband and I actually are really good friends with Jane Esselstyn, who a lot of people probably know, and Brian Hart. And they live in town here. We're all just east of Cleveland, Ohio. They've been friends of ours. We raised our kids together and we used to get together all the time and have these plant-based beans and rice and, just had a great time getting together and doing that. It was our introduction to the plant-based world, but really what happened with me was my mom was diagnosed in 2017, over 4 years ago, with stage 4 lung cancer, completely out of the blue. She was healthy, active, vibrant, and it was just a fluke. So when that happened, she got into a chemotherapy plan, but basically what I did was I talked to Jane And I really researched this plant-based diet, and I always knew I could eat this way because this is how I love, this is how I love to eat. I researched it and watched Forks Over Knives and watched a bunch of those documentaries and researched and looked at all the blogs and you, Chef AJ, and everyone. And I decided to convince my mom to go on a plant-based diet, and she did while going through chemotherapy, and she's still with us today and doing great. So I have no doubt in my mind that this has prolonged her life incredibly. So it also gives you a lot of hope. And a lot of people are as you know, passionate about this because it saved their lives or prolonged the life of a loved one, something like that. So ever since this happened, I've been passionate about it. And I've wanted to do something to help spread the word and get, fuel the flames and spread the word, get people talking about it, and get the education out there. So anyway, my husband and I partnered with Jane Esselstyn and Brian Hart, and he had been making these chopping blocks and selling them at Jane's conferences. And this is a smaller kind of one. They're 2 inches thick. They're made out of live edge spalted maple, and they're all stamped. Or
They're they're gorgeous, by the way.
They're beautiful and they're heavy duty. They make a big statement in your kitchen. They're branded with the Plants Only mark. And this is how it started. But now, and these are made, my husband and Brian actually make these right outside of this office. I'm in a little basement shop here. This is how it started.
Where do you live?
I live outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
So anyway, we started with those chopping blocks, and then we added a bunch of other handcrafted items. This is one. This is a walnut serving board. It's also live edge on both sides. It's a little smaller. You can make a vegan charcuterie board. We have another new product that's not even on the website that I'm going to add after this. This is a bread board, actually. It's a baguette board. It's a spalted white oak and just long, and they all have the signature finger hole and the brand. So those are sort of the handcrafted items. This is another example. Every single piece is made from a piece of spalted maple. So they're all different. So on the website, which is plantsonlyshop.com, they're all numbered up here. So you pick the one you want. And so you're going to get the one that you see. They've all got different, features and everything like that. So once we did all this handcrafted stuff, well, we started with that. We branched in, and I've gotten a little out of control. If you go to my website, you'll see there's a ton of products, but they're great. They make great gifts. We've got bamboo, a whole line of bamboo kitchen items that are all etched with the Plants Only logo. This is a 3-well prep board. We've got a 2-piece bamboo board that's etched with the Plants Only logo. We have these very popular bamboo utensils and a holder and a spice box. We've got a salad bowl and salad hands. The salad bowl is actually sold out right now, but it's on back order right now. Just to back up, the other item that we have is this cookbook stand. This is another one that Brian Hart used to make and sell at Jane's conferences. So these, we just put a huge batch on last night, and these are also all completely custom. So you just have to go and look and put the number, you just click on the item and you can see the number, and that's the item that you'll receive. So then we also made a whole line of clothing, like Chef AJ's great shirt. We've got several colors for men and several colors for women, and all my stuff is about to fall. But the t-shirts are really popular. Like you said, they've got 2 different fits, the guys fit and the women's fit. So they've been really popular. We've got a whole line of kitchen linens. These are little dish towels. And then the ones that Chef AJ showed already. These are interesting because they're all dyed with plants. They're actually organic cotton dyed with plants. So this is indigo, dyed with indigo. This is dyed with pomegranate, and this is dyed with turmeric. We also have aprons in these as well. Oh, and oven mitts. So you can get a whole matching set if you want.
I'm just so fascinated by your story. When did, this is like, what were you doing before you became vegan?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. I have my own web design company called Mallory Taylor Design. So I did our website. I built the whole thing. I've been doing that since I had my first child 18 years ago.
You
basically.
look like you're 18. What do you mean? I mean, you look so young. Was this because of being vegan? I mean, because you look like, 20s to me.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you.
You look so young.
Thank you. I don't feel as well. I do. I feel good because I eat this way. But yeah, no, I've been doing that. I've had my own web business, and that's actually been really helpful because I built this whole site and this whole e-commerce site. So everything's on there. And one of my dreams with doing websites for other companies, one of my dreams was always to have my own, where I had my own business. I mean, I did have my own business with my web company, and I still do that too. But this is absolutely a labor of love. I absolutely love doing this. I love sourcing the products. I love finding these cool hats and getting the embroidery. I'm doing all the accounting, and like I said, my husband and I are making my husband's mostly making this stuff, but like we started making these are little ornaments. We just launched these last night, made out of the scraps from the chopping blocks. So these are really cute, just, little items, tons of great things we even have these pillows now, hats, candles, water bottles, like Chef AJ said. Everything
I find that the quality of your merchandise is so amazing. And somebody's asking, what is the hoodie? What is the material? How do they fit? They fit great. Watch 2 days ago, I was wearing it,
Yeah. So they fit true to size, and actually all the shirts, the t-shirts and the lightweight hoodies, like the one that you showed, AJ, are all Bella Canvas brand, and we just put our mark on them. So they are an excellent fit. They've been around for a long time. I do a lot of research on everything I get. I always buy samples and I try them first. I wear them, I wash them, and I see how things are, because I don't want to produce junk. I want the stuff to last and look good. And I want people to have the reaction that you have, loving the fit. And they fit true to size. This is a organic cotton, thick hoodie sweatshirt, which I absolutely love. We have these on the site as well. But these are not Bella Canvas, but Bella Canvas is a really popular brand of t-shirt, and they know what they're doing. So that's another thing is, eventually maybe we'll end up making our own shirts, but for right now we're using Bella.
Oh, the quality, I tell you, I washed this already. I'm very picky with t-shirts, and I'll wear them when people give them to me, but this one I really will wear. Like,
right. Yeah.
It's so soft.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, what number is the really thick board to your left on the table?
This one is gorgeous. We just added this. This is 4006, 4006. Gorgeous. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to show this one, because this is one of my favorites. And it's funny, I do a lot of handwriting notes to people when they order, because we're making these, and I oil them and I brand everything, because I'm the best brander in the house. So I've been doing the brand. I've perfected that part of it. But when we send these off to people, I feel like, I'm like, oh, you really picked a great one, because they're all unique. They're all gorgeous. And we go out and get the wood. We have a place nearby. It's a sawmill, and they have all these big, giant, beautiful slabs of spalted maple that we use for our boards.
So a question from Gina, are the shirts 100% cotton or a cotton blend?
They are a cotton blend. They're a CVC blend. Let's see. They are machine wash warm. Okay, wait, what? Oh, 52, 52% cotton, 48 poly, and they're made by Bella Canvas, US strong, assembled in, I can't even read it. I can't.
That's how we know you're not 20 now.
Yeah.
You can't really.
I lost my up close vision. I don't have my glasses.
Well, let me tell you, I don't like 100% cotton. Whatever this is, I love this. And so you thought in the name plants only? How come?
Well, So no, Brian and Jane actually, that's why we partnered with them, because Brian was the one making these chopping blocks originally, and he got the original brand and put the plants only mark on these. And I absolutely, it was the first time I saw one, I was like, I love that. I want that. I just think it's just the coolest conversation piece, and they're beautiful. They're heavy. If you mar them up, you can just sand them down and mineral oil them again. But yeah, he came up with that idea back in, before 2016. He was selling them at Jane's conferences, and they just kind of got maxed out, and it was too much for one person to handle. So we went into business together and have added the additional items. But the plants only, to me, it sparks conversation. It gets people talking about it. It's these people who are passionate about this diet. They love wearing it, and they love, flying the colors. So that's kind of what, where it started. But we also do these handmade ceramics. I'm trying to get a lot of like locally made. These are handmade mugs. We have little kitchen herb pots, and we have these spoon rests, which are really popular. And we have this great potter who we had a set of his dishes. He's right here in Chardon, Ohio, and he makes all these for us. And people love these. I would say that these are probably our most popular item, in addition to the main chopping blocks. And I'm constantly asking him to make more. So love supporting other local businesses. But I have to talk about my promo, right?
Yeah, well, let me just read a couple things, if you don't mind. First, I want to thank Angela for her super chat donation. And Laurel wanted to know the size of the boards. Is that information on your website?
Yeah. So yes, the size of the board. So each of these tags has a basic measurement on it. Like this one says 4,006. And it's 18 inches wide by 12 inches deep at its biggest point and 2 inches thick. So if you go on the website, plantsonlyshop.com, and you go to the chopping blocks, they're categorized, it's in the handcrafted section. They're categorized by extra large, large, long, medium, small, and you can click on it and then click on the thumbnails and then mouse over the picture, and you'll see a magnified version of this label. And all the detail in the board, and it'll tell you the basic size and the number, and then you can click to add that to your cart. So that's where all of them are have the size on them, but they're basically grouped loosely into different sizes. So
you've got some fans, because let's see, Amy says, I love plants only, and I saw Angela said, I love my plants only oven mitt. So very
great.
Cool. Do the oven mitts have any grip to them? Or are they all cloth?
They're all cloth, no grip. All cloth. Yep, terry cloth inside, and they've just got the label on them. And actually, my mom, who inspired me to go on this diet, is the one who sewed these labels for me. So she helps out too. So that's great. But let me tell you about my special for your followers exclusively. I have decided to do, and it's live right now, so you can order. It's $20 off if you buy $100 or more. So that's basically 20% off. And it's going to run for exactly a week through December 5th, which is next Sunday, and it'll expire at midnight. So that's a pretty good deal if you wanted to get one of the,
it's a great deal. Are you kidding? And thank you so much, Mallory, because you're doing it for more than just today.
Yeah, of course. For the whole week. It's my kickoff to the holiday season. So
that, I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, and those boards are gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for starting a wonderful company and being vegan. We love to support, well, at least I love to support small businesses, and especially ones that are vegan. Yeah, Amy's concurring. It's a great deal. But it's okay if you missed it live. Listen, there's a replay immediately after. So yeah, this was kind of a rush job because we have so many people on, but please, if you have another time, we can come back, we do a whole show just based on you. And, maybe you can even use the cutting board and cook something for us.
Right. That would be great. I would love that. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. I just love your stuff. It's just, really do. I mean, I'm not just saying it. Look at, I love this color. Purple's already my favorite color, but whatever this shade is, I don't know if it's called eggplant or what. It's fantastic.
It's magenta. It's a heather magenta.
And this is so soft, and this has already been washed, and it's got a hood and everything. I mean, this, and the hat, I love the hat because it fits nicely, you know? I mean, it really does. I wore this the other day. I mean, it doesn't really match this, but That's okay.
Well,
I'm going
yeah,
hat.
so my husband is a real hat guy, and he finds hats that fit really well. It's really important to him. But we have a navy, we have the red that AJ has, we have a khaki, and then we have this charcoal gray. But we also have this brand new trucker hat, which when I told Jane, she's like, "What's a trucker hat?" But a trucker hat has the mesh on the back. This thing fits great right out of the box. It's like already worn in. It's a great hat. And then, like I said, we also have these embroidered, stocking caps.
Those are great too.
Yeah, we have these cable knit beanies that's a little bit more subtle with just this. Oh, and then I also forgot, I've got these pillows, a lumbar pillow and a regular pillow, but I also have these bags. Can you see this bag?
Yeah, like a tote.
Yeah, a lot of different bags now. I've got these two embroidered hemp bags. One's olive and one's natural. And these are great reusable shopping bags. And then we just this morning, added this boat tote, which is also subtle, like our beanies. It's just got the little label right here on the front of it, but it's a real sturdy bag. If you need to do cooking demos or go somewhere and you need to take a bunch of stuff with you, this would be a great bag for that. So I think I've gone through everything now.
It even says like here, like you say, dyed with plants. Do these have to be ironed? I haven't washed this yet.
They probably they'd start looking wrinkly, unless you take them right out of the dryer and lay them flat. But I don't really iron them, but if you want them to look nice and flat, then yes, you probably will.
Great. Well, thank you so much. This is just wonderful. I appreciate the discount you're giving everyone.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Of
And
course.
So,
what I was thinking is like restaurants should buy your things, because like restaurants that have vegan options but that aren't vegan should buy your cutting boards so that they use those for just the plants. Because see,
right.
You don't realize when you're in a non-vegan restaurant, you're not getting a vegan meal because everything's cross-contaminated, the grill, the oven. So,
Right. Well, and I also have a lot of friends who who are not fully vegan, but they recognize the benefits of it, of meatless Mondays or doing something, something to get a little bit more there. And a lot of them have bought the cutting boards with the plants only, and they just chop their vegetables on these and it helps them. So they love it.
It's a good reminder. Great.
Yeah,
well, thanks so much. It was so nice meeting you, Mallory.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
We have one more live person, and not that we're having any dead people on, but we have a video from Kaelen from Date Lady, and she's got an incredible special. So don't hang up just because it's not a live person. I'm going to play the video, but she's been on the show before cooking and showing her product. And the thing is, she only has one product. So how am I going to show you my favorite product when she only has one product, which is the NutraMilk machine? But not everybody gets the smoothie bowl. And I'm going to put in a plug for it because it's funny how sometimes you buy things for one reason and end up using them for another reason. And that's kind of what happened with the NutraMilk. I bought the NutraMilk machine after seeing a video by John Kohler, he's been a guest on the show, and he has discount juicers. And he does what I believe are very fair and biased interviews where he compares machines, because I'm not here to bash other machines, but there were other machines that are less expensive than the NutraMilk, but they don't make nut milk. They make nut water, and there's a difference. So if you want the nutrient, if you want the whole food where the fiber and the nutrient is, and to my knowledge, the NutraMilk is the only one that does it, because these other machines, while they are maybe more affordable and good machines, all the pulp and fiber get thrown out. So basically you're buying like the carton stuff, which is watery, and that's why it's so much less calories. So I got this because I was like, I'm going to make my own nut milk, because Dr. Janice Laster on the GI Health Summit, which is coming up again in a few days, said that box milks are not good for people with GI problems like me, because they contain emulsifiers and stabilizers. And I don't really drink a lot of milk. I don't drink it at all. I use it maybe for a smoothie recipe or like in a soup. But it turned out I really don't make that much milk to even need the other part. But this part is so cool because it's better than my food processor. And I have a Cuisinart. So you'd think the Cuisinart would be good, but this is better, because what's really cool about the NutraMilk is it's got these wiper blades and they move. And so when you're making something, you know how it is. If you've ever cooked anything, you got to open it and close it and stir it. Well, you don't have to do that. And my husband, who's as thin as a beanpole, needs to eat a lot of nut butters, and this thing makes his nut butter in 2 minutes, and it's so easy, even he can do it. So please welcome back the CEO of the NutraMilk, Kaelen Chen, and she's got an offer that's not going to be here forever. So if you're interested in the NutraMilk, this is the time to get it. Hi, Kaelen. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Chef AJ. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and thanks for having us back.
Of course. So what you got? A NutraMilk machine, the NutraMilk machine, not a the.
Yeah. So and I always love Chef AJ's intros. I'm like, she can just do it. I don't even need to come on the show and do it. But yeah. So the NutraMilk machine again. For those of you that are not familiar with it, so we built this from ground up. It's got 12 patents, and it actually makes fresh nut milks, nut butters, in just minutes, seed butters. So the process is where it actually just starts and takes the ingredients such as your nuts or the seeds, and then it processes it down to like a butter. Okay, so it becomes very nutrient dense, and then we've got the filters in the bowl. Okay, this is what we call our processing bowl. So you'll see that there's a filter, okay, a built-in filter, and then what it'll do is it'll actually just filter everything out in terms of like skins and such, and then you have your milks. So you could do oat milks, any type of plant-based milk, and the butters. But the other thing too is that I've been seeing a lot of comments about using it as a food processor, and as Chef AJ said that she loves it as a processor better than some of her other food processors. And it is because, so this is, we call it a nut processor. Obviously it has a very strong motor. And it's actually commercially certified. It was designed so that, in a lot of blenders and a lot of other machines, what happens is when you're trying to make, nut butters and such, because, the nuts are very, very strong, you tend to burn out your motor. And so, with our machine, you actually have a very, very strong, very just powerful motor that doesn't take a lot of wattage or amps, surprisingly, but it's at one speed. It's about 1800 rotations per minute. So it's not like a blender that has, like 30,000 rotations per minute. But it will, it can be used as a food processor. And then Chef AJ had showed one of our other attachments, which we called our butter smoothie bowl. But basically the difference was that it doesn't have the filter that I had shown you. So because we have a lot of people that ask to use it as, to make nut butters only, so it doesn't go through the filter, or soups, sauces, like all the smoothies, anything that you don't want it to go through the filter, that's what it is used for. And then you could also use it as a food processor. I was actually going to just, process up some vegetables as well that I had cut up to use for a veggie broth. So, I've used it for, I make ginger shots with it, especially with like the filter bowl. I've made juices, obviously all the different types of milks, the plant-based milks. And, we've got on our website probably a little over 300 recipes. And then include Chef AJ's done a lot of recipes. You can see like the videos and the recipes that we have. If you sign up for our weekly newsletter, we come out with several recipes per week. They're all mainly vegan recipes as well, or plant-based recipes. And we also, when you get the machine, you also get a recipe book that's got 200 other recipes of just different like plant-based milks. And
forgot about the recipe book. We forgot to show that during your last broadcast. Do you want me to grab mine, or do you have yours close?
I realized I don't have mine either because I've been using the machine so long.
I know I can. It's a very beautiful book, and I can grab it. But Kaelen, we keep getting a few questions. So I mean, you've gotten them before, but different people watch at different times, wanting to know if the machine can make soy milk.
Yeah. So what it does is it can make soy milk, but because it doesn't heat, okay, it doesn't have a heating function. In order to make it, there's some extra processes. We have a recipe on our site that shows you how to make soy milk, because you're going to have to actually, after you grind down the soybeans and everything, or just process it down, you do need to heat it on a stovetop. So that's the difference with our with the machine, as opposed to just like a soy milk maker that has a heating function on it.
Great, thank you. And then here's a question. Deborah says, I wonder if they will ever add a shredding attachment. I use that a lot on my food processor. So like when you get a normal food processor, it comes with the S blade, which is what I would call this. And then it comes with a shredding blade and a slicing blade. So do you ever anticipate making it more of like a food processor?
That's a good, idea. I'll definitely, keep that as part of, the next generation, for our machine, for the machine, and go back to our engineering team to talk about. I don't have that in the works right now. Again, we've been trying to promote the machine to be able to, again, make your own plant-based milks and butters. So that you're not buying store-bought that's got all the emulsifiers and et cetera. And then as we started making all the different kinds of recipes, whether it was like date paste or people ask you can make nut flours, all different kinds of like baking flours with it, using nuts and such that are dried. And then you can make flax milk, you can make if you can make tiger nut milk, which is not a nut, it's a tuber, and it's great for people that have allergies. So yeah, I don't have a shredding attachment right now, but that's definitely a good possibility.
And then here's a question from Lindsay. I wish NutraMilk would make a much smaller size. Hint for future product offering.
We did look into having a smaller, like 1 liter machine, but then, again, it's like being, we are a small business, and, the amount of so it was about a 4 to 5 year project that it took to actually design this machine. We worked together with the Metropolitan State University Industrial Design Department in Colorado. And so, it was a lot of effort. The tooling costs were astronomical to make the machine. And so, we're like, okay, we're going to start with this. This is, it's 2 liter capacity, but you can also, you can make a smaller, amount, like 1 liter, which is about 4 cups, and easily, consumable by like a 1 person. It is tall, because like we've got, again, one of the advantages of the machine is because it's, it has the motorized arms, right? So they spin on its own, and it has to have the piece that actually spins it, which is here on the top arm, where there's a motor actually here on the top arm. So it's used to actually be able to spin the arms as well. That's also why it's a little bit taller.
Very cool. Maybe talk about the special, because this would be the time to get the smoothie bowl, because $100 off is not your normal discount.
Yeah. This is definitely our biggest sale of the year. And so we actually had started a little bit prior to Black Friday. We had like pre-Black Friday sale. And then we've gone through. And so right now we're offering $100 off. And so this is what we call the NutraMilk processor. And then we also do a bundle where it's the processor, including the butter smoothie bowl. Now, typically, if you were to get the processor on its own, it's $4.49. And then if you were to buy the butter smoothie bowl on its own, it's $120. And so then now we've combined it as a bundle for $4.99. So you already saved $69, and then with the $100 discount, it's $3.99. So bottom line, $3.99. You're getting this bundle, and we offer free ground shipping in the continental US. I will say that because of, we had a pretty successful pre-Black Friday and sort of holiday sale, we're getting a little low on stock. So I would definitely recommend that if you've been thinking about buying the machine, this is the time to buy it. And also, you know, in order for us to guarantee the free shipping, we do need to ship out before December the 9th. But the special is good today as well as tomorrow, Monday the 29th, and it ends at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Very cool. Here's a question. He probably didn't see you on the show earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday when you made soup, but how does it make soup? How long would that take? And how small do you have to cut the items to make a smoothie?
Okay, so just to clarify again, is that we can't actually cook it in the machine. So like when I say soups, it's to, you know, make all of your ingredients and such like that. I did make a potato leek soup, which I had to cook the potatoes and the leeks first, and then I put it in here to, you know, mix with the broth. So this is actually a veggie broth that I had made. This was a little bit heavier on the orange color because it had a lot more carrots, but you know, I used like leeks and celery and such. So I can use either bowl because I wanted to show you both the food processing or the veggie broth style, but basically, you know, I've just cut it up into probably like 1/4 inch or chunks. That you can go pretty big. It doesn't have to be. I mean, obviously, you can't put the whole thing. You know, put whole. You know, fruits and vegetables in. You do have to chop a little bit, but you know, it's just kind of up to you as what you want. So in terms of soups, though. You know, sauces and such. I'm gonna show you guys first. And so I press the what we call the butter or the processing function. So I had shown you guys the bowl of how large the pieces were. Okay. Again, this was about how big all of the pieces were. And then, I mean, I turned it on for all 10 seconds, 8 seconds, and it's already chopped down. So if I let it keep going, it'll just, you know, it's gonna make it a lot finer into like kind of like a chimichurri or like salsa, you know, again, depending on how thick or, you know, or how much, you know, the thickness that you want, or how, you know, concentrated you want, that's how much you can go as well. And then to show the veggie broth. So, you know, part of the potato leek soup and a lot of the Thanksgiving recipes that we had done, I had, you know, pre-made veggie broths, almond milks, cashew milks, oat milks that were used as recipe, you know, as to be a part of the recipes that I was making for like my mac and cheese, the creamed corn and such. So they were all vegan the way I did them, the recipe, which by the way, I did want to say that I loved Mallory's story. Her story is very, very similar to mine. From, you know, my mother also having been diagnosed in 2017 with a rare disease called amyloidosis. And, you know, she at the time was, when she was diagnosed, it's basically where your body produces these bad proteins and then they act like super glue and they cause organ failure. And it comes from the bone marrow. It's a very, very rare disease. And, you know, she did have to go through essentially like an immunotherapy, chemotherapy type of treatment. But, you know, I was making walnut butters, walnut milks for her. I had also gone plant-based and, you know, very inspired from, you know, Dr. Esselstyn, you know, who's a cardiologist. And I was just, you know, her disease was mainly connected to the heart. So it was heart failure. So, you know, we were going to cardiologists, we were going to the blood doctors, hematologists, and everybody And yeah, and so I was actually very surprised at what kind of like how non-existent of a nutrition program that they have, besides just saying that, you know, eat less salt, kind of, you know, and you have to have less water and this and that and such. But, you know, they don't tell you to, you know, eat less meats or no meats, or, you know, or encourage plant-based diets. And so it was because I had seen a lot of, you know, as I started working with the NutraMilk, and as I started, when, you know, working with people like the Esselstyns and reading all these different types of articles and such, I tried to also help my mother with going plant-based as well. I wasn't as successful as Mallory has been to get her completely plant-based. You know, my mom loved her food. She was very, very picky. You know, unfortunately, we lost her last September. But, you know, we do, you know that we had prolonged her life probably by a good 5 years, as opposed to the 1 year when she was originally diagnosed. So anyways, I mean, I say that because, you know, I got to do a lot of experiments and, you know, ginger shots and I mean, all kinds of healthy things, and having the ability to, you know, make things by not having to add salt, and, you know, not adding sugars, and, you know, having that flexibility was very, very important. You know, going completely organic, making, you know, juices and, you know, all different kinds of like ingredients and such. I'm just going to do this really quick, which is the veggie broth. So again, it's pretty much, you know, it's acting like a food processor. It's processed down all of the ingredients. Always have an interesting time trying to take the lid off backwards. Okay. And so I'm going to add some water here. And then you'll be able to see okay, so my veggie broth, then I just, you know, dispense it. What I also like to do is, because I'm going to be keeping a little bit of this for longer, I've got a silicone ice cube holder, and I'm just going to fill it up. And I'll finish that up and then put it in the freezer. And each time I need like a little veggie broth thing, then I just take it out. And I could do that also with almond milk and you know, oat milk and such, and be able to freeze them and take them out and then just use them in my smoothies.
That is very cool. Karen says, thank you, Chef AJ. I bought the NutraMilk after seeing the show last week. It arrived yesterday. I'm excited to try it. Can I do soy milk again? They're asking. I don't know. Avery likes soy milk so much. I'm allergic to soy, so it's not my jam, but you answered that earlier. So Gina's saying, I would love a smaller size. It's too big for my kitchen, to which I say, get a bigger kitchen. NutraMilk. I'm just kidding. And Laurel says, I would love a shredding blade as well. And I'm just going through the comments. Okay. Oh, Anne says, if making peanut butter in it, what are the healthiest types of peanuts to buy? I just buy the roasted unsalted myself, because I don't think raw peanuts taste good.
Yeah, you know, they do have definitely unsalted peanuts, roasted or unroasted. Simply, that's just a matter of preference. Roasted gives it that, you know, roasted flavor, right? Now the thing is, though, when you use raw versus roasted, roasted, because it already had heat applied to it, it will break down a lot faster. So that's probably why, you know, Chef AJ makes peanut butter in like 2 minutes. You know, so like here's an almond butter that I had made, and you know, and so I just put it in the jar here. I could go super creamy, just run it longer, or I can make it really, chunky, just stop it a little bit earlier.
I mean, it blows my mind that it takes 2 minutes. It really does. I mean, you could do it 3, but 2 really does make it really creamy. At least I'm using Trader Joe's peanuts, and I don't know if they're special in any way, but it only takes 2 minutes. I mean, I've done videos showing it. It's
it's with, so peanuts are, they process a lot faster. Almonds typically will take anywhere between 7 to 8 minutes, depending on where you live as well, or your storage conditions and elevation. Higher elevation, your ingredients do dry a little bit, so they process faster, but in more humid areas, it will take a little bit longer to process just because of the moisture level in the environment.
That makes sense. Here's a question from Cherub. I've been using mine for years and love it. Can I order a butter smoothie bowl, and will it fit the original model?
Yes, correct. You can order the butter smoothie attachment separately. Again, it's the exact same thing. It has the same base, so that it sits on top of it, and it has the same motorized arm, or the arms to be motorized so that it fits with the motor on top. The only difference was that we had taken out the inner filter, and then so it's the same size as if you were just on the inner filter. It's not like the bigger milk processing bowl. And then the blades and the arms are completely interchangeable. They're the exact same.
Great. And Tiffany says, what is the cost of just the smoothie bowl for those already that have the processor? There's probably no discount on just smoothie bowl, huh?
Yeah, right now it was $119. And then, I'll be honest, we have had people that reached out to us and said, hey, we bought the machine. This was our previous order number, or, we looked it up, and then, will you honor the discount and such. And so, we have been a little bit more generous with providing the bundle discount. So, reach out to us and we'll definitely provide it.
Thanks. And Lisa says, do you have a payment installment option?
Yes. So when you're in the checkout, between Shop Pay, Afterpay, as well as PayPal, all of those offer a four payment plan system.
Great, terrific. And they don't need a special code. It's just what I've been posting in the chat, right?
Correct. Yeah. So you just go straight to the link. Yeah, it goes straight to the link, and it'll be automatic. The discount is automatic as soon as you add it to the cart.
Right. And Janet says, so you can use the big bowl, but not activate the spout part. Because if you don't put the spout down, nothing happens.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're asking us a list of businesses. Guys, Facebook guys, please just watch on YouTube, because all the questions you ask are already in the chat in the show notes. So please come on over to YouTube. My Jean says, is it available in Europe? She lives in Portugal.
Yes. So what you'll want to do is, so we have a distributor called Traminal, and they handle all of the EU, and the European distribution. So if you go onto our site under the global suppliers, you can find, the EU distributor. They're called Traminal. So because it's a 220 volt, the electricity is different, as well as the plugs, and so they'll be able to ship to you in Portugal.
Great. And a couple of people are asking about nut butters. Once you make them, are they shelf stable, or do they have to go in the refrigerator? I personally refrigerate my nut butters.
Yes, you can refrigerate. We say, so refrigerated is best. You could go, minimum 90 days. I've actually gone longer than 90 days. I have had shelf stable as well, up to 30 days. Especially when because traveling and such, I'll take like a smaller canister of, like less than 3 ounces to go with me, of the nut butters. And of course, I don't have a way to keep them like constantly refrigerated, and they're completely shelves, they're completely fine, traveling with me for, a couple of weeks, even just in my little like pouch.
Yeah. And people are asking, is it okay to soak the nuts first? Some people soak nuts for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you want to soak the nuts, that's completely fine. But it does require that, like in order to be able to make the nut butters, you do need to either dehydrate or just dry the nuts, because like what it's doing is as it's grinding down to that cellular level and releasing the enzymes and the oils, it does require the nuts to be dry. If they're wet, what happens is it's basically the machine is just going to pulverize it. And you won't be able to achieve that kind of nut butter, which is basically what happens when, you're making like a nut milk, let's say in a regular blender. You're basically just adding water and pulverizing it, and, you lose a lot of the nutrients.
Great. And Amal says, can I ship this? Will you distribute to India?
We have a distributor in India right now. They're called Brewing Gadgets India. So they, I believe they have stock right now in India. We've tried to ship, and again, because we are here US based, and so, we have to rely on our distributors globally as well, because they carry the right voltage and, and plugs for your country.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Discount is just for like about another, I don't know, 36 hours, guys, or you might have to wait till next year or just buy it without the discount. So what can I tell you? Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Chef AJ.
My pleasure. Take care. All right. So we have one more. We have Kaelen Sundley from I Love Date Lady. But before that, two of the businesses, they're both guys, and I guess they forgot because they didn't show up, but they're in the chat, meaning the box that you're watching. If you're on YouTube, if you see it on Facebook, you're not seeing it. So please watch this show every day on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. So one of the companies is called Beet Boost, and he has two different flavors. One has a cherry, but this is the one I prefer, and there's a discount code. This is made with actually spinach too, I believe. So this is the one that I prefer. And then Joi, they make different products, but my favorite would be the oat milk. It's just an oat milk powder. And then my second favorite, I really don't do nuts, but sometimes in soups, I will put a couple tablespoons of the cashew. It also comes in almond, but I'm just not, I don't like almond butter quite as much. All right, so now let me show you the little cute video with the special offer from I Love Date Lady. Let me get this up, got to share screen. Be right with you. There we go.
Hi, it's Kaelen with Date Lady. Thank you, Chef AJ, for having me on this very special day right before Cyber Monday. I'm going to make a truffle recipe for you all today that's very simple and contains wonderful, nutritious ingredients. And I'm going to be using date paste. This is organic, pure dates. The cool thing is we have taken the pitting and pureeing out of the picture for you, those of you who have made things with dates before, and I'm guessing most of you watching have, and it's recipe ready, shelf stable, and recipe ready to go. We're giving away one of these. This is 17.6 ounces of organic dates. Starting now with any purchase on our website at ilovedatelady.com. This will go all the way through tomorrow, the end of Cyber Monday. So of course, this recipe involves date paste, so let's get started. There's a peel tab here, you can peel the top, but I'm just gonna be lazy and cut it because I know I'm gonna store it, the rest of it in a different container anyway. Date paste is shelf stable as it comes. However, you do want to refrigerate it after you open it. This is what it looks like. Paste is a little bit tricky to package, as you can imagine. So we kind of came up with this, or we didn't come up with it. Actually, they've been selling paste like this in the Middle East for years. But this is just a great way to do it. So if you haven't noticed, dates aren't one of the most attractive fruits in the world. It's called be the first one to admit it, but they make up for it in flavor and nutrition. So I'm gonna just plop this paste down here. The recipe for the date truffles I'm making calls for 1 cup of paste. Again, I'm gonna take a shortcut and I'm just going to, we've got 1 cup is 320 grams. And that is roughly 60% of this date paste package. So I'm just gonna guesstimate 60% here. I'm gonna put it in the bowl. Wipe the sticky off my fingers. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of nut butter. I personally love cashew butter in this recipe, but you can use a good nut butter of choice without any sweeteners or additives, of course. I mean, it's up to you, but that's how I like my nut butter. So, and if you make your own, bonus points. I have 5 kids, and so I don't usually do that. There have been many times when I have, but right now it's usually a good quality store-bought nut butter for me. Now we're going to do a 1/4 cup cocoa powder. I have it measured out here. So you're gonna pour the cocoa powder in. So easy. And then you're not going to believe it. The last ingredient already is date syrup. And we are going to do 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of date syrup. If you don't have date syrup, it's also 100% dates. I'll tell you a little bit how we make it while I'm stirring. As you know, dates come off a tree after spending a year on, approximately a year. Most of the time that they're on the tree, it's desert heat. Dates absolutely love heat, and they are the best when they have been completely dried of all moisture. So in order to get the moisture out of the dates, what we do, or actually in order to get the nectar out of the dates, we put the dates into a huge vat and we fill it with hot water. Because unlike a juice concentrate or something like that, you actually take the moisture out of the fruit of the apple or the orange, for example. But because dates don't have much moisture to start with, we put hot water into the dates and then we mix them and press them and we take out all of the solids. Once we do that, we evaporate the water that we put in back out. And so you're left with this wonderful nutrient-dense nectar from the dates. Now, this started a long time ago, okay? So like there are ancient Mesopotamian texts that show that date syrup was used back whenever there were the first writings of bees honey. And did they do it the same way I just described? No, of course not. But if you go, even today, if you go walk in a Middle Eastern market, you will see tons of dates setting in the aisles of the market. And in the sun, they will naturally leach syrup into the corners of the vats. So date syrup really is just kind of a natural byproduct of pressing dates in the heat. So the cool thing about dates is, as I mentioned, a lot of their lifespan is spent in the desert heat. Temperatures in the desert, as you know, Chef AJ, can be 120 degrees sometimes in the hottest months. My husband and I also lived in the Middle East for a while, and so this was definitely part of the experience for us. And the cool thing is that they tend to increase in nutrients as they get hot. So even producing them into syrup, they're not losing the magnesium and the potassium and the amino acids that they have in them. So it's really quite amazing. Now, you can see I'm sitting here doing things the hard way with a spoon, but this is such a wonderful recipe to throw in a KitchenAid mixer or something like that because yeah, and then it's done. But I'm up here in northern Idaho in our little cottage. My mixer is currently broken, so I'm getting the workout this morning. It's not that hard. So here we go. We've got it. And then we're just rolling it by hand. And there's so many things you can do with this sweet little truffle when it's done. I'm going to roll it in walnuts because I personally like a crunch on this truffle. So you can, walnuts happen to be what I have had on hand, but you could use almonds or you could use pecans or you could use cocoa powder if you just really are a fan of dark chocolate. So now you've got these little truffles and boy, are they delish. Like my kids love these. These will cure a sweet tooth in no time flat. And not only will they cure a sweet tooth, but they'll provide you with magnesium and potassium and antioxidants. Dates are actually higher in antioxidants than even blueberries. So it's a good thing to keep in mind whenever you're really wanting to fulfill a sweet tooth, or you just need more potassium or magnesium in your diet. Antioxidants, this is a great way to do it. So that is the date truffle. And I know you've got a lot of other good content to watch today with Chef AJ, but thank you so much for letting me spend some time with you. And again, iloveDatelady.com giving away a free package of date paste starting now with every order. No need for a special code or anything like that. We're going to be putting one of these in every order starting now through the end of Cyber Monday. But don't forget to use Chef AJ's code, Chef AJ, for 10% off your order. Thank you.
Isn't she adorable? I'm still live, right? I always worry when I jump screens. Yeah. So she's everybody on this show I like, and I'm either friends with them or I'd be friends with them if they live closer. They're good people. And that's why we like to support their small businesses. So the date paste is great, but I do know how to make my own date paste, whereas I don't know how to make my own date syrup easily. I mean, I do, but I love this product. I've been using it for years. Isn't that? I don't know if that's her or it just looks like her, but yes, she is the real date lady. And yeah, so I think that's it. The show, I was hoping to get it done in 90 minutes, but it's as long as last year. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll check out some of these wonderful products, if not with the specials that they're offering, which are incredible, like a free thing, like date paste and 20% off on just plants, maybe other times a year that would suit you, but everything would, I mean, I'm getting a lot of this stuff for my holiday gifts for my vegan friends. So that's for sure. And we have a bonus show today at 2 p.m. Please come back for it. That is Pacific time, of course. We're going to be talking about Solomon Tadlock's new book, 50 Comebacks for Vegan Kids. He's 12 years old. I didn't write my first book till I was how old was I? I don't know, like 50. And he is the son of Dr. Brooke Goldner, a wonderful plant-based doctor. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And thank you so much. A happy holiday season to everyone. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and eat plants only. Take care, everyone.